What's up guys, Wilson here with our latest project, which is this car. Another brand new Porsche Cayman GT4 RS, and this time in GT Silver. Now you've seen all of our videos with all of the 4 RSs that we've done. This one differs a little bit in the sense that on the hood, you see the owner had an option to have the stripe painted on the carbon fiber hood to match the body color, which happens to be GT Silver. So what we're going to do with this car is a full body custom ClearGuard Alpha PPF installation, fully custom installed so that all the edges are wrapped wherever possible to minimize all the seams and maximize protection. Now for this owner, he tracks his car quite a bit. So on specific areas, we're going to target those panels with doubling up the PPF on it and to give it added protection so that there will be less chance of puncture that will damage the paint. So we're gonna move this car in, get this process started. Check this out because you're gonna see, you're gonna get a sense of how we do things here, full custom installations. And at the very end, I'll show you the results. Alright guys, another GT4 RS completed now, and what you see is the final result. We use ClearGuard Alpha exclusively here at Premiere, and for the reason that it gives it the best gloss, best optical clarity, and also the most hydrophobic in this entire industry. So for the rest of this video, what we're going to do is run through some of the panels that we did on here and show you the final results. From the process that I just showed you, you should have gotten a sense of how we do things here, but giving you close-up shots of the final results really helps to illustrate how the film looks when it's absolutely completed. So So first off, on the hood, as you see from the video, we did a one-piece custom installation. We filmed right over the badge decal right over there to give that protection. As you can see, the air gap around that decal is not very noticeable at all. So this is our preference and the way that we think it should be done. Now, around the naga ducts, we tuck the film into these little gap areas so that the seam is not sitting on the outside, hence giving the leading edges all the protection that it needs. This is the best way to do it by minimizing all the seams wherever possible and optimizing the protection, and at the same time not affecting the aesthetics of the car at all. Now, on the front bumper, I've showed you what it looks like on previous videos, but let's take a look at it for this car because when it comes to different colors, having more seams can show up quite a bit, especially on lighter colored cars. So this bumper is a one-piece custom installation. We did this without having to remove any of the aero pieces, but at the same time, you do not get the seam, the joining seam that normally comes out right over here when it is a pre-cut template. That could look quite unsightly, especially on lighter colored cars. Inside this area right over here, we tuck the film all the way in there so that, again, maximizing protection is what this is all about when it comes to paint protection film. Now, let's take a look at the front fender next. The front fender, we did a one-piece installation, and on the areas surrounding the louvers right over here, you can see we bring the film right up to the edge as close as possible. Because there's no room to wrap around, we bring the film right up to the edge, but that looks exactly like how it came from the factory, so you can barely even notice that there's any film on there at all. Now, wherever we have room to wrap, we will wrap it over around the corners, around the edges, again, to make it look like there's no film on there at all. Now, let's take a look at this area right over here behind the front tires. There normally is a piece from the factory that covers right around here, and the factory piece doesn't cover this side area, and a lot of times it just isn't done very well. What we did with this is we did the entire full front fenders. After that, we placed this film right over here behind the front tires to give it double the protection, because there is a lot of debris being kicked up from the front tires over here. So this absolutely needs that type of protection. Now, onto the mirrors. The mirrors on these cars, there's a bit of controversy on it because for those GT4 RS owners, you've probably seen that there were issues with the clear coat on these carbon fiber mirrors in the past, and a lot of reports that when PPF is being done, it would pick up the clear coat and hence damaging the mirror. We've done quite a few of these already without any issues, and the way we see it, if you don't get it done, it's guaranteed to get damaged by road debris just by normal driving. This way, there is a chance that it may get damaged during installation, but it's never happened to us, so it may just be a matter of technique. Can't say for sure, but this way, at the very least, you get protection over these mirrors from normal driving. Now, on the doors next to the mirrors right over here, because the doors are custom installed, you don't get that joining seam right over here that normally will be there if this was a pre-cut template. Everywhere else we wrap the film on this door wherever possible, again to optimize all of the protection over the leading edges and corners and wherever possible basically. Now, the GT4 RS decals down here, for most of these cars, the owners would have us simply just film right over it so that they don't have to worry about washing and wiping over the decals, because these corners are quite sharp on the stickers here and it could get picked up quite easily. This owner wanted this look to wanted the decals to be on top of the film so that it mimics more of how it looks like coming from the factory. We could do both ways. This way you just have to be a little bit more careful when you're washing your car. Now, in the very beginning, I mentioned that this owner tracks his car quite a bit. So what he had us done specifically for track reasons is he had us double up this rocker panel piece right over here. We did 2 layers, essentially about 17 mils of protection, doubling the normal coverage that is done for these cars. And what that does is it lessens the chance of puncture from road debris, especially on this area right over here where a lot of debris is being kicked up from the front tires. Now let's make our way to the back side of this car, this rear bumper over here. First off, we did the same thing with the GT4 RS decal right over here. We took it off before we did any installation, polished that area off, did our one-piece installation over this rear bumper, and after that we replaced the decal right on top of the film again, just to give it that OEM look, like how it came from the factory. Now, just like on the rockers and behind the front tires, we added an extra piece right over here that follows this body line, then comes back over here, so that essentially this area right behind the rear tires is getting double the protection. Now, everywhere else on this car, I'm not going to go through all that detail because you've probably seen it from all of our other videos. Now let's just take one more look at this rear carbon fiber wing over here. This again is a one-piece installation. We wrap the film around the front edge as far down as possible. We do not have any type of joining seams that normally would be here. If this was a pre-cut template, there will be a joining seam right over here that again, it could look quite unsightly if it's not done well, and just having seams in general is not the best thing to have. So if it can be minimized, we will minimize that. So guys, again, another GT4 RS completed. I want to thank you for watching another one of our videos, and until our next one, please don't forget to give this video a like, and I'll see you soon.